Yeah, hi.
Good. Hi, Robert.
Okay.
Do we all know each other here?
I haven't met Peter Kingshot before.
Actually, let's go around and do a quick introduction. We'll do that, make sure everyone has met each other.
Suppose you want me to start, do you?
Jeanette, you can start. I know you want to start.
Okay. I'm Jeanette and I live on the Mornington Peninsula. I'm a paraplegic, T9, live on my own, have carers in the mornings, and I have a veggie patch which I grow all sorts of things in.
Legal stuff?
Yeah, I'm not telling you that.
Okay.
I'm trying to get some of the non-legal. I like to knit, and I knit jumpers for children. A lot of friends have been having babies, so I knit baby clothes and teddy bears. And I'm fairly self-sufficient. I am finding this new wave very annoying. Not that I don't go out a lot, but it would be nice to be able to just meet a friend and go and have a coffee.
Mm.
So, which I think is the way everybody feels, rather frustrated. My daughter was supposed to get married last April, just gone, and we had to postpone that. And we're hoping it will be in December.
Fingers crossed.
Yep, and my son lives in London. He's a physio, and they were in quarantine for quite some time. And he said on the weekend when they got allowed to go out, he said it was just crazy, and he's not quite ready to get out and do that sort of thing at the present time because of, you know, his job and all that sort of thing. So that's probably about it for me.
Oh, thanks, Jeanette. And also with just knowing you're not under restrictions, you feel a lot better. You know, you're not worried about, what can I do and what can't I do?
Yeah.
So I think it's just brought a little bit more, not fear, but caution to everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
And, it's just frustrating that, and even down here at the moment, there's still a lot of people not socially distancing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, unreal. Yeah, pretty crazy. Well, I'll go next. I'm Nars. I've got a C6 injury, so I'm a quadriplegic. From a diving accident many years ago at the beach, diving into shallow water. And work for AQA now. Try to keep busy and fit. Today, believe it or not, I felt like Thursday mornings I'll go training with Josh. Some of you know Josh. There's a athletics track close by here. And so we'll meet up there at 8:30. So we've got our training session. Today I had my best session ever.
Did you beat him?
No, I can't beat him. He's just too good. Plus, I'm in my day chair. He's in a track chair.
Yeah.
So he flies. He used to lap me 3 or 4 times. So I used to do 3 or 4 laps to my day chair. But now I've halved that. So I do 1 and he laps me once, which I'm super happy with.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, so pretty much that's me.
There's a little bit more that people mightn't know about you with your rugby wheelchair.
Yeah. That's another thing. I mean, I could jump in my rugby chair and do the track with that. It'll be a little bit easier, but it's only an hour session, even though it's like a pretty tough session. Transferring in and out just means extra time. So I don't do it, you know, and I probably should do it that way. And I got a new rugby chair as well, delivered to me the other day. Brand new rugby chair, which I probably won't jump into until the restrictions are lifted again.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
And a
right.
few gold medals.
Yeah. I've been around for many, many years. Yeah, been to
How many gold medals have you won, Naz?
100 and no, two gold medals and 2 silver.
Well done.
Yeah.
And how many world champs have you been to?
I've been to 4 world championships. Yeah. You'd know about that because you were.
I only gone to a couple, mate.
A lot
I'm
of
in the
those.
shadow of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody, that's Josh, by the way, if you haven't met him.
Am I coming up on screen? Gosh.
Yeah. All right, so I'll move on to Kelly. While you do that, I might, I don't know if I should get on the phone. Do you reckon contact a few people that registered saying that they were going to join us?
Is that directed to me or Kelly? Who do you
No,
want me to call?
I was saying I'll do it while you sort of continue the introductions.
Sure. So I'm Kelly. I've been working at AQA Spire for about 2 years now. I've come from a nursing background, so I worked in hospital for about 2 years, and then I was like, nah, hospital's not for me. So decided to go into community instead, and I really enjoy it here. Sort of doing like a grassroots, I guess, community program. So really enjoy that. With the whole restrictions, like I said before, like I don't mind actually staying at home. I'm a bit of an introvert as well, so it's actually been a good thing for me. But going back to the introvert side, this working at Spire has helped me to more open. So I enjoy meeting new people from wherever they are across Victoria. So it's nice to meet you all. And I look forward to learning more about you guys in today's show and tell session. All right, so I think we'll move on to Josh. Do you want to introduce yourself?
So what was just introduced? I missed the first bit. What were we doing? Just introducing ourselves?
Yep.
Awesome. I know most of you guys, but yeah, I work here with Naz. I sort of try and taunt him as much as I can. I'm pretty sure I overheard him showing a picture of us before. Yeah, we were at the track this morning. Had my injury back in 2005, C6, C7, incomplete. And yeah, I played some rugby with Naz, and I've been fortunate to work here alongside Kelly for about 2 years now. So yeah, it's been good.
Yep, thanks, Josh. Who's next? Karen, would you like to introduce yourself?
Oh, hi. My name is Karen James, and I'm a T12 paraplegic. So I've been a para a long time. And yeah, so just recently I've sustained a pressure injury, actually, which is very unfortunate. And I spent a long time in the Austin. So I've never had care at home. And I've got care at the moment through Nurse Next Door. So yeah, so it's a bit of a different way of life for me at the moment. But yeah, I've embraced the care and learning how to bake and do things that I haven't really done before. So that's been really good. So it's sort of like a transition for me, how I'm feeling. So it's just nice to be home rather than stuck in hospital. I was in hospital 8.5 months. So it was pretty, wow. Yeah, it was terrible, but we won't go there. And yeah, so with the COVID thing, I suppose because it's just nice to be home. And, you know, I mean, I must admit, I was going shopping. It was just nice to do my grocery shopping and everything and do a few things. So I enjoyed that, but now back to lockdown. But yeah, I think I'm still just appreciating home and some normal life. And yeah, and I've got a physio, so I've got to get, yeah, my fitness back. That's very important, and strength. Because being in hospital, I think, yeah, my fitness is obviously not up there for lifting my body and all the rest of it. So Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah. So it's a bit of a crazy world out there, and then me being in hospital, it's been a bit of a challenging time, but we're getting there.
And Karen is also a very valued AQA volunteer. She used to pop in a lot, so very much missed, and good to see you back on the track.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Yeah, I do volunteer at AQA and I love it, and it's just been great, and I'll look forward to getting back there when things are normal. So thank you. That's me.
Thanks, Karen, for sharing that. We'll go down to the man with many secrets.
I won't be able to talk because I'll tell you all my secrets.
Man,
I'm based in Traralgon. My incident happened really, it's just a medical condition that happened. Simply, I just woke up one morning and my legs had stopped working. 9 months, they eventually worked out what was wrong. As far as the lockdown, I'm hoping it doesn't spread down this way. The Melbourne people stick to themselves and we'll be okay. We'll still be able to go out and have coffees and lunches and whatever. Yeah, I really enjoy just the meetings and socialising, I guess. And with the lockdown, it's the part I miss, just going down and meeting people, because everyone seems to be hiding. Yeah, that's me.
Thanks for that. Did you want to say your name as well, or are you just going to keep it a secret for now?
No, I'll keep it a little secret, yeah.
All right, thank you for sharing. Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew. I live in Mornington on the peninsula. Late 2017, had a C3, C4 injury and had a good recovery. Obviously incomplete quad. I've got good use of my legs and my arms, but I've ended up with numb feet, numb hands, poor on my balance on uneven surfaces, very difficult to run and keep my balance. And the main bit I've got is ongoing tension and neuropathic pain in my upper arms, which I control with meds and just distractive activities. I'm lucky I've been able to get out and back into my four-wheel drive and touring when we're allowed to tour and follow my hobbies. Live at home with my wife, Caroline, and our 2 little miniature Dachshunds. And I'm retired now, retired about 8 years ago. I was a veterinary surgeon.
Oh, very interesting. Thank you. And Robert, do you mind introducing yourself?
Yep. So I'm Robert. I live just near Cranbourne, a place called Junction Village. So I've got a B4 incomplete injury from a fall I had. Well, I actually had a problem in my neck I didn't know about with compacted spinal cord, and when I stepped onto the floor off a ladder, I didn't have enough strength in my legs to keep me up, and I fell. But so I ended up with the spinal cord injury. So yeah, it's incomplete. I can walk. I can't run. So I can stay on my legs, you know, most of the day, sort of thing, if I've got stuff to do. That sort of stuff. So that was, that was November 2018 that happened. So about just a bit over a year and a half. I am still getting used to it, I guess. That sort of thing. So I was working as a maintenance fitter in a factory in Dandenong. So I'm not doing that now. I can't use the tools anymore. So I can walk, but my arms don't work very well. I can do all sort of light stuff. I can wash dishes and cook food and do, you know, gardening and stuff like that, light gardening and stuff. You know, I can carry things up to about maybe 5 kilos. That sort of stuff. So yeah, I can't use the tools anymore really. Yes, I'm not working. What else? yeah, I'm going to physio a couple of times a week, that sort of thing. Yeah, I live at home with my wife. Yeah, so just the two of us. The kids have all sort of grown up and left home. Yeah, what else? I can drive, all right, but I've got, yeah, pain in my arms, and yeah, it's a neuropathic pain in my arms is there all the time, pretty much, except when I sleep. When I sleep, I don't notice it. I don't take any meds anymore. I stopped taking them because they made me too drowsy and, you know, too tired, feeling too fatigued all the time. So I just tried. It took about three or four goes to get off them, but yeah, I finally got off them. So I don't take any pregabalin anymore. So yeah, that's about it at the moment.
Thanks for
Any
sharing. Hopefully through these online meetings, you can get more ideas about, you know, how to adjust the work that works for you, and the pain as well. Thank you. And last but not least, can you introduce yourself? Peter, can you hear us?
Me?
Yes. Sorry.
Sorry, I didn't quite hear you. Yeah, my name's Peter. I live in Mornington, and I've met a few of you at the Steeples lunches, and I had an accident in the middle of 2015, an auto accident, and crushed my neck. I have a cage, C3, C4, still heavily medicated. We're trying to get off that. I'm looking at having an implant, a stimulator implant, next month. I have limited. I'm lucky, you know. I'm certainly luckier than most of you. I'm able to walk. I have limited mobility. I walk with a stick, and I was headhunted about 2 years ago now, and I retired for 4 years, and then a company wanted me to come back, so I work from home 2 days a week, and I enjoy getting back involved in it. But COVID sort of restricted all of that. My company's still working, and I'm still working for them, but you know, I like to get out and have a cup of coffee, and obviously that's not going to happen now. But yeah, my daughter's a nurse, and she's been looking after my wife and I in terms of bringing in supplies. I get online twice a week with my physio, and we do physio exercises. So I'm, you know, maintaining my mobility. That's about all. Thanks.
Peter,
Thank you.
it's Jeanette here. Have you done the trial for your spinal cord implant?
No, I've got to do the trial first. It's a 14-day trial.
Yeah.
So they're planning to do that next week, and then the implant a month later.
Okay, because I've had one as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How did that work out?
It's very, you've really got to get the right program for yourself. They'll sort of set you up with a few different programs to trial, and yeah, really keep a note of how it's affecting you and whether it's actually working properly or not.
Okay, I'd love to get off the opioids. You know, I'm still heavily medicated for the pain, and just looking for ways to shake that off.
Yeah, it doesn't get rid of it totally.
No.
No.
If I could reduce it.
If you want to have a chat about it, I think you've got my number.
Yes, I have, Jeanette. Thank you.
Yeah, give us a call.
Will do. Thanks a lot.
That's okay. Sorry about that, Kelly.
No, that's fine. It's good to have a bit of a chat, and to share your experiences as well. Where am I? Naz, are we still waiting for people to jump online? So they can hear us.
Should we go give him a nod on the head, a knock on the head?
Is he having lunch?
No, he's trying to contact, I think, one or two individuals that's supposed to be on.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we can just continue chatting for a bit.
Yep.
Or he's on his Facebook, who knows? That's good. So I'm not sure. Did Nars bring up, or Kelly, like with all the COVID, how's everyone feel going back into but you guys missed out, don't you? It's us city folk. Karen, you've been locked down.
Mornington people are locked down as well.
Yeah.
We're locked down.
With the
they've
Gippsland,
included the
what's
Mornington
the
Peninsula.
vibe? Because I grew up pretty much the same distance west, and my brother's like, don't come home. Like, yeah, Melbourne people are sort of frowned upon in the past.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, and there's also a bit of there's a bit of a hard thing I had to sort of ask, and it's sort of good that the COVID rules come in, because I've got my auntie's funeral tomorrow, and I was all really apprehensive to go back, and because my mum's side, they're all much older now, and you don't want to be that person that's asymptomatic. You know, be that one, and like I was really tossing up what to do, and so yeah, it's in some ways it's sort of good that they've gave some barriers, I guess, for us to hopefully minimise all these infection rate. Yeah.
Peter, you were saying something before about Mornington?
Yeah, well, I can't understand. We don't have any cases on the Mornington Peninsula, and yet they've included the Mornington Peninsula, but they've excluded Geelong, where the same distance. When there's an article in the paper today about it, and I just think that if we've got no cases down here, why were we included in the greater metropolitan area?
I tell you what, there's going to be cases. Because of the lockdown, my friend had a baby, and he lives just this side of Geelong. So I thought I'd pop down before the lockdown happens. And the amount of cars, it was like a long weekend. It was like everyone was getting out of Melbourne. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see what happens in these regional areas from everyone just exiting, if they are carriers or not.
Well, they're not supposed to be able to.
Well, exactly. That's why they should have just implemented it on the same day, which is drastic, but stops this happening, you know?
Yeah, because down here there's a lot of, or was, haven't been out today, but a lot of people, there's a lot of holiday houses down where I am.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of people down in their holiday houses, and you've got the kids on school holidays are down, and they're all just sort of roaming around down the street. Like Sorrento is apparently really packed.
Yeah.
And people are just not taking, I don't believe they're taking it seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not meant to be doing that. They're meant to be in their main residence, not their holiday or beach houses.
Yeah.
There were heaps of them heading from Melbourne down to Mornington Peninsula. Even last night at 7:30, 8 o'clock, Peninsula Link apparently was chock-a-block.
Yeah.
People heading south.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting the next week to two to come. Was there results released today with cases?
Not as yet, I don't think.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
It's always a bad sign when they're slow releasing the results, because it's usually a bad one.
Yeah.
There was that school that they closed down that has now got 100 cases in it.
Yeah, and the hard thing is, like, they have to do something, but then there's also the effects, that cause to mental health and all that sort of stuff. It was very sad. I was talking to my friend. She's a teacher in Geelong, and there's been a spate of suicide in the last month. Yeah, so compared to last year, there's been 5 in the space of 5 teenagers in the space of a month, which is really sad. And it just makes you think, you have to really try and get a balance going of, how we go about this,
Oh my God.
But I don't know what the right answer is, but it's good to have the discussion, to make sure, you're really transparent with, the people that are struggling. And like, I guess that's why this forum's really great, where we can connect and, discuss different things out. But it was a bit of a shock when I heard that, when she told me it last night. I was really shocked by that.
Well, they haven't sort of had anything in the news about it.
I think there's like an unwritten code here. You don't really speak it. You highlight it. I'm not sure why that is, but yeah.
Well, this is just hypothetically, if it was put out in the news, do you think it might affect and make the younger ones realise that how it's affecting people? And maybe
and you set that seed. Yeah, I've heard different. I know one of our mentors, Antonio, said that, like, yeah, I'm no mental health, aficionado, but they say, sometimes when you bring that to the discussion, it actually puts it into their head and where it wasn't actually an option. But then that's pure, like, I'm not educated on this at all, but it's just anecdotal. Yeah.
But then, I mean, I used to work at Lifeline years ago, and they said if the media put in issues about, well, suicide, mental health, that you always say at the end, if you are struggling, contact Lifeline, Beyond Blue. So there's numbers that people can call.
Yeah, okay. So it highlights that there is somewhere to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do you think a lot of people are a bit, like,
apprehensive?
Yeah, trying to give up the cigarettes or, alcohol and stuff. Everybody's a little bit embarrassed to ring and speak to people about it.
But I guess to Karen's point, that's where it's good to talk about it to a degree, then, so people aren't embarrassed. But yeah, it's a big discussion, hey. It's a whole can of worms.
But the saying is we're all in this together.
Yeah.
So, it's promoting that, let's stick together and we'll get through it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say, Karen, have you got 3 hands?
Beg your pardon?
The person came and wiped your table at 3
Oh,
hands.
yes.
3
Sorry,
hands.
I feel very spoilt here. I've got my house is the cleanest house in Melbourne, I reckon. Yes. I had an early birthday party last night because my birthday's next Thursday. So I had 5 family members over. So my table needs 5.
Big party, eh?
Yeah, 5. The lynch last night.
All right. A few red wines.
Oh, did you hear that?
What was that?
A few red wines.
Yeah, exactly.
Thai takeaway and
Oh,
wine.
nice.
Nice. Yes.
Well, happy birthday for next week.
Yes.
Yes.
We just got a few more new people joining in. Pradeep.
Hi, Pradeep here.
Introduce yourself to the group.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, Pradeep, we all just spoke a little bit about ourselves and I guess what we're doing through this COVID period. Do you mind just introducing yourself to everyone? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Yes, me, Pradeep. I am from Dandenong area, and I do the peer support work. Yeah, and I am a part-time bookkeeper as a professional. Yeah.
And how long ago did you have your injury, Pradeep?
Now 20 years.
Wow, yeah, flies, hey.
Yeah, it's a long time. Now I'm okay. Now I'm doing very well.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Pradeep. Welcome to the group.
Thank you very much.
I see there in the corner is Barbara and remind me of your name again.
Darren.
Darren.
Darren and Barb with their friends on the wall.
What's the moose's name in that cartoon?
Rocky and Bullwinkle.
That's it. Yeah.
Hey, I got a pinball machine.
Oh, there you go.
Rocky and pinball. Rocky.
Oh, wow.
Pinball machine. Yeah.
It's a nice to play the pennies.
Yeah. No, it's a good pastime. That is.
You have to have a good tilt. Have to have a good tilt system, wouldn't it?
Good what?
Tilt.
Yeah. It has. It has. It's good fun as well. All the lights and noise just makes you go back in time, like Rocky and Bullwinkle. Penelope as well. Wasn't there a Penelope in that?
Nah, you're thinking of the Wacky Races.
Really? Penelope?
Penelope Pit Stop or something in the Wacky Races.
Oh, right. Okay. Anyway, there's supposed to be more people joining us, but hopefully they'll. I know a couple are, but yeah, I reckon we start. Hey, sharing our photos. That'll be good. So, thanks everyone for sending in your photos, and we'll go through it, have a bit of a chat, get you guys to talk about the photos that you sent me. So it probably looks like I'm looking over the screen, but I'm I can't see you guys. I'm just bringing up this document.
Wedding photos, I think, and I think one of the ones.
All right, so share my screen.
Picture on my phone.
All right, if you're ready, I'm going to share the screen, and we'll go from there. So you should be able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Gippsland and Mornington Zoom Community Network.
Yeah, that's us.
Yep.
Ta-da! Yeah, that's us. Okay, so I'll start with the first photo here. Gerard. So we got a few photos from Gerard, and there's a story behind these photos which he'll tell us.
I might, or I might keep it a secret.
No.
No secrets.
I started with this one because because
They would Skiers Association, Victorian.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Skiers.
I'm just trying to fix my screen up just a little. It's not gonna work. Here we go. Basically, I classify this as BC, which is before chair. This was quite some time ago. I had a chance meeting with the president of the Disabled Skiers Association. At that stage, I just purchased my first husky and was interested in going snow camping. A little did I realise that most of the snowfields were locked up into national parks and you could not get access at all. So we floated the idea of putting a team together and just taking disabled people out into the snowfields for a trip, because most disabled cannot go out into the middle of the snow and enjoy it, have the experience, or feel what it's like. The dogs on the sled, I actually made that sled because you couldn't buy anything like that in Australia at all. It would have been 25 years ago when we were starting getting the full swing. So in that sled, there's a seat and a Gore-Tex bag and a seat belt, and the disabled could sit inside that, and the dogs would just be quite happy to pull them through the snow. They are 3 of my 4. I had a few more than that over time. The one at the front was my main lead dog. That was Mishka. The girl at the back is her daughter, and the one in the middle is a brother. Yeah, so we were opening the ski show in Melbourne for that particular photograph. We were invited down because they wanted to have something a bit different. I actually rigged up some wheels under that sled so they could pull me around just on asphalt in front of the ski show. Yeah, it was quite good. We went for quite some time with that activity. Eventually, the dogs started to meet their end. So we just really ran out of dogs. So we just stopped.
So this is all before your injury.
Yeah, well,
wasn't it?
Yeah, well and truly before. We used to go to places like Bawball, Falls Creek.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, this is one shot. I was the main driver of the sled because the dogs would listen to me. This is up at Bawball. We were just setting off. The dogs would be extremely noisy before they started because all they wanted to do was run. So they'd be screaming their heads off. As soon as they took off, you would not hear a peep out of them. You could come up behind a cross-country skier, and the skier would actually get a fright when they saw a dog's head beside their leg and jump out of the way. They were that quiet. Yeah, we went to quite a few places. We used to have our regulars that wanted a holiday in the snow, so they would book us and we'd just turn up and take them out. We'd spend maybe a week up at Falls Creek in a long stint. We appeared on many TV shows, news broadcasts.
Also a TV commercial too,
Oh
Gerard.
yeah, made a TV commercial with the dogs. It was a really great activity to do. I think I was about the only one at that stage that was doing it. And I would be the only one that actually devoted my time for the disabled, to take them out into the snow. There's people now running dog sleds around, purely thanks to us, because we set the guidelines to get them in. We had to fight with the government for years and years to get a permit just to go in, because that was mostly national parks. And they basically said, no, you can't go in, but eventually they would let us go in. And by the time they said it was just going to be a blanket yes, we could go in, we had to stop because the dogs are just too old to run.
And that's you behind the sled? Is that
yeah,
you?
that's me driving.
And you got a passenger there?
There's a passenger in
okay,
the
you can sort
sled.
of see.
I don't know. You can't. Don't know if you can zoom in.
No, I can't zoom in here, but I can find the photo and zoom that if you want me to.
Oh no, it's okay. Yeah, no, there's a passenger in the sled. When we first took off, we had to tie a rope around the bottom of the sled just to slow them down. Otherwise, they'd go too fast through a village and just knock people over. With a team that long, I had to try and weave them through skiers, so it wasn't easy to drive. But once you're out on the out in the trails, it was lovely. Very peaceful.
Yeah.
You just have snow falling on your head. You wouldn't hear from the dogs. It was just a lovely activity to do. For one of my many activities. So
that's great.
I
don't know. So I'm just getting carried away. I found a new tweet. So that's just supposed to say Naz was here. Sorry, I just found that, so I'm having a bit of fun with it. Didn't know that I could do that before. All right, so thanks, Gerard. We'll go to the next slide. So yeah, that's really great photos as well that you took as well. I know whenever I see photos like that, I just don't want to go there because I hate the snow and the cold as well.
you never get cold if you dress correctly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you can see you're dressed properly over there.
Back when your body made warmth.
Or actually, Reese was supposed to join us as well.
I'll give him a text.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. So we'll go back to this, but as far as I know, he's been working with PAC on trying to get his home modified for ages now, and he's only just got the inside all sorted, and it's just the paths and that has got to be done. But apparently these benches are height adjustable, so looks like I'm going to use my new friend here, and it looks like they're buttons to go up and down. So that looks, yeah, I'm guessing that's what that is. But I'll quickly go through them. So looks like as well they're fake doors, so he can actually go underneath the table there, and then when he's done, he can close the doors, and like you wouldn't even know that there was a hole underneath there. Yeah, which is a good idea. Looks like, I don't know if that's a cooktop over there. That might be a cooktop, and that's height. Oh, actually, that's a photo of what we looked at before, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's got the
height adjustable.
Yeah, it's got the buttons there to lift it up and down. So pretty good. A fair bit of thought went into that, I think. So this is his ensuite. It looks like a room. Yeah, so it looks like it's got clearances underneath, so he can get underneath with his wheelchair, so he can decide if he wants to be the male or the female. left or right, you can take. You can take either option. And looks like on the photo on the right there, that's like a bench, isn't it? So,
Yeah,
Shower bench.
in the shower.
oh, nice padded. Yeah, that's good. I mean, when you design something where you know what you need and do it properly the first time, that's really good. Okay, that's a photo.
It just looks like a normal kitchen there when
Yeah,
top's been raised up. Yeah.
that's right. So it looks like he's lifted the bench up to normal height and the
Yeah.
doors are closed. So you got no idea that you can get underneath that.
Yeah.
Now, these are photos from Anna Mumford. Now, she's not here with us at the moment, but she's probably going to join us. So I'll skip through these.
Oh.
I guess there's her pets,
Oh, they're cuties.
and that's probably her family, I'm guessing. Anyway, well, hopefully she
Looks like her mum and her son.
Could be. And looks like they like sparkling mineral water as well. All right, so we'll move on to Kelly. So I've got a couple of photos from Kelly over here.
What are you growing, Kelly?
So this is my first time growing things indoors. I live in an apartment and don't really have a balcony or anything. So trying to learn to grow things just by the window. I tried growing carrots before, but there wasn't enough strong sunlight. So the carrot seedlings are pretty tall and leggy. So I think that's a bit of a fail there, but that's okay. Instead, I'm trying to grow garlic. And in the small round pots, I'm trying to grow chives as well. So hopefully as well by the end of winter. Oh,
We'll go back. Sorry, I'll change that too soon.
well, that's okay. You can go to the next.
Oh, yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wrong one.
So before the whole lockdown, I used to be quite active. Dance classes. But now the school is closed, so we decided to buy a game called Just Dance.
What's
And
it
it's a
called?
bit like karaoke. So you see the dance moves come up, and then you dance at this. You dance on that beat. So the controls are movements. Motion censored thingy. Yeah.
Do you want to give us a demonstration, Kelly?
No, maybe later.
Okay. No worries.
I'm not good at it just yet. So it's been good just using this as a motivation tool for me to stay active indoors. So yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. Thanks, Kelly. Just saw Anna joined us. Hi, Anna.
Hello, everyone. Hello, can you hear me? Can you hear me all right?
Yes, we can. We just skipped over your photos, but I'll go back to them. Do you want to just do a quick introduction about who you are? Because no one's met you before, and you probably, you missed out on the other guys as well, but it would be good to know more about you.
Thank you. Just one moment.
Sure.
I'm having my coffee served. I didn't have to make it after all.
Oh, yeah, better.
Thanks. I told my husband that, I needed to get onto this as soon as possible. So, hello, everyone.
Does he deliver?
Yeah, it's here.
No, does he deliver, like, anywhere? Like, can I put in an order?
Well, you deliver if you came to visit, most certainly. Okay. And you're welcome anytime.
No, thanks.
My name's Anna, as you can see, and I first was brought to AQA, I suppose, after I'd done some disability support work training, and I worked with some clients and for 7 years, and I joined the Spire network. I think Naz was there then as well, and I used to get the newsletter, and I've continued throughout my studying in the disability field to stay in touch, because I think it's important. I train and deliver Cert 4 in disability, and also I'm working with a cohort of young adults with cognitive impairment with their Cert 1 in transition education. And I've transitioned into education from more direct support work. Sadly, I ended up with a back injury because of my support, and it could have been avoided. I wasn't aware that my back or my spine would move, but it has moved 11 millimeters. So I'm having to work really hard for I've got two vertebrae that have moved, and the client I was supporting did not get enough funding. He wasn't a TAS client, and I was it. Like, I had to sit him, I needed to do everything. He had an old-fashioned hoist, and yes, I managed and I did all the right things, but maybe it's just the way my body is made. But I've realized about 9 years ago that there was something wrong, because I'd be sitting like I am now, and then I could hardly walk when I stood up. And it's because of that movement of my spine. So I have to be really careful, do exercises, and I've got a kneeling chair, but I have to stand up often. I don't want to give up. I love the work I do. I love supporting people and to help them achieve their goals. So that's really probably a small,
No, good. Thanks very much for
That's
that.
a pleasure.
Anna. Yeah. So the other guys, as you can see, we've got Jeanette, myself, Kelly,
Yes.
who also works at AQA.
Yes.
Jared, so we just saw some photos of Jared. I might give you a quick look as well.
Oh, that would be lovely.
Yeah. Got
Yes.
Andrew, Karen, Robert,
Hello.
Peter.
Hello.
Hello, Peter.
Josh there.
What up?
Pradeep.
Hi.
And Darren and Barb over there.
Where's Barb? Oh, there's Barb. Hi,
Yeah.
Barb.
Yeah. So I'll go back.
Kath. Sorry, this is Kath by Kara.
Oh,
from the
hi.
Neighbourhood.
Hello. Hello.
Introduce her, yeah.
Did Kat send in some photos?
I've seen the first few.
Okay, so I'll go back to the presentation. I'll just share my screen again. So I'll quickly just fill Anna in. So these are, or actually I'll get Gerard to just talk quickly about this for Anna.
Someone vandalised it.
Oh, that's so good. I love that.
Just quickly, Anna, this is part of my old dog sled team.
Wow.
I used to do this before the chairing, before I now. It's just an activity that I started with a couple of friends. Built the sled. Used to just take disabled people out in the snow to give them the experience. Fought with the government for about 13 years. Yeah, just a few photos.
And that was before Gerard had his spinal injury, Anna, by the way.
Yeah.
Before.
So these are photos from Reese, who's not with us at the moment, but he might join us. It's just
He's out with his mother.
Oh, is he? Okay. It's an adjustable kitchen that he's got built into his home, which is just finished. Photo on the right there, you can see there's buttons to lift the bench up and down.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yeah.
Is that like one of those universal designs?
think so, yeah. And you can see there's a photo on the left here where
Yes.
once you open the doors, you can get underneath
That's
with the
excellent.
wheelchair, yeah. And when the doors closed, like the photo there, yeah, it just means it looks like an ordinary kitchen, I guess.
Look, it's great because when all our kitchens, we try and make them as comfortable for us. In
Yeah, that's
general,
right.
that's what we're thinking. So yeah.
Exactly. And then we moved on to your photos.
Yes.
So we skipped them, but now you're back. Might get you to talk about your couple of photos.
Okay, well, this is obviously myself in the centre. It was summer, and with two people that really I care for. I have been their main caregiver as well. Mum came to live with us about 7 years ago when she found living in her own home too difficult, and we had promised her she never needed to go in a nursing home because we would look after her at home. This was taken last year. Sadly, Mum passed away last year at the age of 102.
Oh,
so she's there, 101 years old. She's wonderful. I miss her dearly. And my son Rowan, who I also support, he has some chronic health issues like chronic lung disease and CP that all stem from a premature birth, which we still don't know why. But he has his good and bad days, but he's wonderful with my mum. So when I go to teach, he keeps an eye on Mum, he makes her the coffee, etc. And as you can probably see, we have a little cup there in the front of the photo, and it's got windmills and things because Mum...
Use my new friend
yeah,
again.
just there. Mum came from the Netherlands. So I got the little cups out. It was a lovely day, so we could have coffee in these little Dutch cups. And yeah, Mum had a wonderful life with us, and we took her everywhere. My son's a musician, and really we all cared for each other. But I was just, and of course I shouldn't forget my husband Tony, but he wasn't there at the time. He was still working full time, so in this photo he wasn't around. But I just instantly thought of that because...
So your mum is 101 there.
Yeah.
And you said your dad was working.
My husband
was
in full-time employment.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you said you'd...
No, he's now retired. Well, he lost his job really, partially due to the cutbacks with COVID. Anyway, it doesn't matter. He was at retiring age and decided to retire, and he was going to carry on for a couple more years. So anyway, that's why I love that photo, because that's just us in the garden, enjoying the garden, which we love. And it was just a pleasant, a lovely memory. And behind you can see a old water pump on the wall. That was a water pump that my father, who sadly passed away 26 years ago, he was allowed to take it from the station in Buckingham in England, where I grew up in the home counties, in 1964, when the station closed and people were allowed to take lights and stuff, and he loved the pump. And it's been in my parents' garden in England until Mum came out to Australia in 2002. And I said to Mum, we have to take the pump. So with Mum, myself and the neighbours, we dug it up from Mum's garden in England and brought it to her garden, and now it rests here with us in our garden.
Well, that's great. Thanks, Anna. And we've got another photo here.
Well, these are the other two loves of our lives. They also needed a home. And on the left is Bruno and the right is Lambert. They're brothers and they're long-haired chihuahuas. And just as I came in, they rushed straight towards me, and actually they're here. They have 2 cushions. Yeah. And they sit with me. Everything I'm doing, they're with me. And when I'm, say, we're watching a show on the TV, they're up on my laps, and they actually love sleeping on our bed. So if I say we're off to bed now, they trot. But they are, again, and Mum loved them. She absolutely adored them and called them her little dogs. And my son, who you saw in that photo, he's very good at Photoshop and photography, and he made a huge enlargement, a massive photograph of Mum that was taken shortly before she died, and she's holding Bruno, and it was just Mum. It captured her spirit and everything, and we got everyone who came to her special ceremony, which in fact we held in our house, because she loved where she lived with us, and she loved the garden, and it had meaning, and the puppies could be there too. So everyone who's known Mum has signed the photograph, and we're going to frame it.
Excellent.
Lovely.
Thanks, Anna.
So thank you for listening to my little story.
No, it's great. Good story. That's what it's about, you know. We want to hear the story behind the photos and learn more about each other, I guess.
Yes, true.
So the next photo is, what's happening? It's not, we've gone over Kelly. Now Karen.
Hello. So that's me baking for, actually Kath who's here today, she's actually was teaching me. So learning how to, so I'll have to bake something for AQA Inspire when I'm back in.
We have to get it taste tested first, Karen. Or is it going to be okay?
Yeah. So, yeah, actually, this is my kitchen. My bench is my kitchen table. You can see it's my office and everything else. Yeah, but so it's me basically baking. I don't know what I was baking here, maybe a sponge cake or something. But yeah, I really haven't done a lot of baking in my life, and I'm enjoying it. So I've got to watch my waistline as well. But yeah, so that's just me. Yeah, baking.
Good.
So yeah, a new skill.
Oh,
and these are my 2 girls. So my black and white cat's Melody, and the black cat's Ebony. And yeah, so they're sort of my children, I suppose. So actually, that's a good photo, because sometimes Melody, my black and white cat, gets a bit grumpy with Ebony. But they're friends, so that's good.
Do they not know about social distancing, Karen?
Oh, well, actually, that's true.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. Social distancing's not happening there.
No.
Yeah. And this is my partner, Rex. He's a para as well. And he's there with, we went to Sydney, and with Rex, sorry. Rex is very important in my life. Partners are a big support, and particularly when I was in hospital and everything. So yeah, we need people around us that love us. And behind, for people that know about art, it's Brett Whiteley. It was an exhibition in Sydney. We went to Sydney. Actually, we went on a taster cruise before COVID, and we got dropped off in Sydney with some friends as well. So we spent a couple of days in Sydney, and we went to the Brett Whiteley exhibition. It was fantastic. So Rex is sitting just in front of the part of the exhibition and everything. So yeah, it was really good.
So bit of a story about who Brett is, isn't it?
Yeah. And
so that's a photo of him.
Yeah, so it was fantastic. It was there was a painting or a drawing he did of a bird. I've got it on my phone actually still. It's just like the bird could come out of the drawing and fly away. It was just so real. It was
Wow.
amazing. But yeah, so he had certainly a bit of a complex life and tragedy and everything. But anyway, but yeah.
Like all the good artists.
Yeah, fantastic artist. Yes. So yeah, so that's my three: baking and everything. Yeah.
Very good, thanks, Karen. And Andrew. So Andrew, you're a proper photographer. You love your photography, and as you can see, I made sure that I put these into full screen so people can sort of see a little bit more about it. So over to you, Andrew.
Yeah, so before I had my injury, I was into bird photography. I only took that up when I retired about 8 years ago. I had a pretty flash camera with a very big lens, big 600mm lens, which after my injury and my weaker arms, I ended up having to sell it and go down to some lighter weight gear. But I really enjoy my bird photography. I can go and sit and wait for something to photograph, a bird to photograph for hours. It's the only thing in life I'm really patient with. Everything else I'm a bit impatient. But this is a double-banded plover. It was taken 3 weeks ago when we were doing a beach walk for a bird survey on French Island in the middle of Westernport. We get a lot of birds that visit Australia as migratory birds, and they come over our summer season when it's winter up north. But this bird actually is a New Zealand bird. It breeds in New Zealand over summer and then comes to Victoria for winter. Yeah, he'll head back in as soon as it starts to warm up in August, September, he'll fly back to New Zealand for the breeding season. So when I've got free time, I get my camera and go out and do my bird photography. It's really good with the neuropathic pain I've got in my arms. I can be feeling really terrible and crappy and go out and sort of thinking, yeah, I'm not getting anywhere here and I'm feeling a bit uncomfortable, and a bird comes along, and as soon as I start stalking it and looking to try and get a photograph, you just totally forget about the discomfort and just concentrate on that. So I travel, before COVID, I was traveling a fair bit, and that was one of the things I did when I traveled within Australia, was to spend time with my bird photography.
It's a great photo, and you need you got to be very patient and have a very steady hand as well, I think.
Yeah, that's taken at a very high shutter speed. It's 1/2000th of a second. So that makes up for my slightly, I've got an issue with my camera hand at the moment. When I take a shot, I'm tending to just move the camera a little bit, and I can't quite figure that out. So I quite often use a tripod, and with my numb trigger finger, with the camera, I was never, when I was recovering from my injury, I couldn't feel the shutter button. So I've glued a bit of Velcro to the top of the shutter button, so I've got a bit more of a texture there to feel it.
And this next photo, Andrew, I've got to say, when I first looked at it, I had no idea what it was.
Yeah.
And I just want to see what people
the next photo isn't mine.
Isn't it? Okay, but don't give it away straight away.
Sorry?
I'll just let people have a look at it first, so they can see what it is. Because I didn't figure it out until I saw it for the 10th time. So here it is here.
First thing to guess, Naz?
Yeah, just
desert.
It's sand.
Sand dune.
Sand, yeah.
Sand dunes, yeah.
There's some trucks or something, or four-wheel drives down the bottom.
Yep.
And is that all the ripples of the shifting sand? Because you've got all those ridges, haven't you?
Looks fantastic photo.
Do you know what?
Okay, so this is the Northern Simpson Desert. There's a group of 4 vehicles down there. The ridges you can see are the sand dunes, and those sand dunes are anywhere from 600 metres to 1 kilometre apart. They actually run north to south, and the Simpson Desert is the biggest desert in the world that has got continuous parallel sand dunes.
Amazing.
And if you cross the Simpson Desert, which I have now 11 times over sort of last 20 odd years, there are 1,100 sand dunes to cross over to get across the desert.
So in that picture, that's like 5 side rivets, so that's like 5 kilometres.
Sorry?
So you said they're 1 kilometre apart, those peaks?
Yeah, up to a kilometre apart. Yeah.
So that's like 5-6 kilometres right there.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
It's an amazing photograph. It's taken off a YouTube video. I took a screenshot.
And how long does it take you to travel the desert?
I have done that desert in 36 hours, a day and a half, or you really just take your time and do it over 4 or 5 days. This is in the northern part of the Simpson Desert on a track called the Madigan Line, named after Cecil Madigan, who was an explorer in the 1930s, who was the first person to cross the northern section of the Simpson Desert. Whoop, someone put some background music.
Looks like, yeah, someone's got a radio or TV on.
7:30 in the evening. You've got this message for us.
Talking on another phone.
So I'm just trying to see who it could be. Anyway, yeah. So
I've put this photo in because my passion at least since I've retired and before that, I'd been travelling through central and northern Australia in a 4-wheel drive. And when I had my injury, initially I thought maybe my days of 4-wheel driving were done. But I've made a good enough recovery to be able to get back in the 4-wheel drive. And I belong to a 4-wheel drive club called the Idlers 4-wheel drive club of Victoria. To belong to the club, you've got to be a retiree. And we go away in groups of 6 to 8 vehicles. And when anything happens, if anyone has a flat tyre or a mechanical breakdown, there's always 3, 4, 5, 6 people to help with an issue. So it means that with my awkwardness in trying to get under a vehicle, or haven't had to change a tyre yet, but with the big tyres that I've got, it really needs 2 people to do it. We've got the manpower to do it. And I've got back to the stage last year. I led 2 groups, or I led 3 different trips, 2 of them across the Simpson Desert here, with 7 other vehicles. And at the end of this month, we were meant to be doing this particular track across the desert, but now with COVID and with all the borders shutting, we're confined to home. So my vehicle's sitting outside all ready to go, but nowhere to go.
So I think you've got something in common with Gerard too. He's into 4-wheel driving as well, and he's got his vehicle all set up with all the...
Yeah, I saw he's got a Vista by the looks of it in the background of his photo there.
Yep. Yeah, Vista it is.
Yeah.
And now he's talking another language, Vista.
Then we'll talk about 80 series and yeah.
Oh well, yeah. So I've got a Land Cruiser 200 GX.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Twin turbo V8, and it's a fantastic vehicle for doing desert crossings. It's got heaps of power, and got it fitted out with a big 270 litre diesel tank, and all the other bits and pieces to make touring really easy.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky that I've been able to get back after my injury to do my bird photography and also to travel in my four-wheel drive.
Excellent. Thanks very much, Andrew. So we'll move on to the next photo. Guess who those two are?
Oh, I wonder.
Looks like I don't think it's just a black and white photo, but looks like it might be at least a couple of years earlier. Story behind this, guys?
I don't know. You'll have to wait for Bob to come back.
Oh,
Photo's up.
what? You don't know the story? Come on.
No, I've got no idea. I'm clueless.
Are you serious? Oh, I reckon you're going to be living in the doghouse tonight. You're moving
Very nice
into the
doghouse.
doghouse. Is it? Okay. Okay.
I made sure it was comfortable.
Because I think I know this.
A fair bit.
I think I know the story to this, and seriously, if I was Barb, I wouldn't be happy with you. So, there she is.
Hello.
So you've been sprung.
That is Valentine's Day. We were down at Painesville at the boat shed.
There you go. You're in trouble now, Darren. How could you not remember
It was
Valentine's Day? How could you not remember that?
Yeah, exactly.
Heck, do you not remember? That's right, Barb.
Yes, and it was a beautiful meal, nice place down there, and that. I don't think we haven't been back there since. I don't think, though, have we? No. So we don't go out much. We go out even less, of course, now with the COVID. So yeah. So that's that one. And this is our wedding. We were to get married on the 18th of April this year, and we ended up bringing it forward to the 1st. And because I looked at bringing in stage 4 restrictions, so I thought, well, I'm not going to let them stop my wedding. So we got married at home. I worked at work on the morning. I worked 7 to 1 in the morning and to 1 in the afternoon. Never told anyone what we were doing, and the only people that knew were my sons. My 2 boys were our witnesses, and the wedding celebrant, and Darren and myself. That was it. No one else knew. I'd spoken to my mum in the afternoon, and I said, "Oh no, we're still looking at the 18th." Blah blah blah. You know, sort of go on, lie, and and then my youngest son Riley took the video, and my other son Brent took photos, and and then they posted them on. We've got our own little Facebook thing on Facebook, so put up, Mum and Darren's wedding, and my mum and my sister are conversing. What the devil's going on? What happened? I was just talking to her just before, and she never said anything. And so they were in a joking way, not speaking to me because we hadn't told them what was going on or anything. And so we just got married. We had as you can see, behind us, the wall. Our house is a shed, and sort of a beige colour. Well, we actually got my idea. We actually got it made to look like a hut at the front, because Darren loves all the huts up the hills, and like Craig's hut and all that sort of thing. So, and of course they're too far away to go and have a wedding. So we've had the front of the house all tinned to just sort of look like a hut. It still hasn't been finished, but we'll get there and finish the rest of it, sort of thing. And so it was a bit of a sort of a snap decision to do it, but we just didn't want the COVID to stop us from getting married. So so it was a beautiful evening. It was about 6:30 at night, and it was really lovely, and worked out really well. And that's one of Darren's, what's that, a horse's head or a?
That's a bullock's head.
A bullock's head that he's put on a plaque, and it's put up there, and he's painted it all black, and made the horns and all that sort of thing for it. And
turn a bull into a buffalo.
Yeah. That's our wedding. So,
that's great. And you got.
I like the shirt.
Yeah, and
well, You're right there.
Colours all flow.
Got Darren to hold the flowers as well.
Yes,
Yeah, I'm on the front with the boys too, getting married next.
My boys are taking the photos. Yeah, so.
No, good.
So yeah, Darren's always wanted a Hawaiian shirt. So we were down shopping and we were sort of umming and ahhing about the wedding, and I couldn't get enough of the same colours and that because we had so many different sizes for our best man and for my boys and all that. My boys were the ones. I'm not having a bridesmaid. My boys just going to give me away, and so it was really hard. So Darren found this at Lowe's in Mid Valley, and I said, we could always have Hawaiian shirts. And I looked at it and said, yeah, why not? Getting them Hawaiian shirts and bringing my boys at 1 in the afternoon. So what size do you take? And then we took it round. Took his best man Edo's round to him, and he said, yeah, no, that's good. And yeah, so we'll have a wedding. Hopefully, if we're allowed, we'll have the normal, like what we were going to have, and ring exchange and all that. March next year. So, and we'll have the reception and everything if COVID or something doesn't stop that. But yeah. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's excellent. Thanks for that. And yeah, I think it was a good decision bringing it forward a little bit to make sure.
Yeah.
Well,
actually, the 18th wasn't a real nice day. It wasn't awful, but the 1st of April was absolutely beautiful day. It rained, but it was a bit cool. It was quite a bit cooler and a bit sort of, not as nice today. So, so it worked well. It all worked in, but I didn't tell anybody because I was worried something was going to stop it. So I thought if I go around telling everybody at work and everybody, and then I've got to go around and tell them, oh no, it didn't happen. Well, I just couldn't be bothered with it. So I thought, nah, we'll just leave it quiet and we'll just surprise them at the end. So Facebook, well, you kept that a surprise, didn't you? For a secret. I said, yep. So, I'm shocked.
Excellent. Thanks, Barb and Darren.
No worries.
So the next photo, Colin, who, well, he hasn't joined us, but this is, unless he comes on, it's probably good to talk about what it is, but it's a mosaic that he put together. So he made a tile out of it. It's supposed to be a leaf. Is it I can't remember.
Maple leaf.
Yeah, maple
leaf.
Maple
leaf, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
beautiful.
I'll feed that back to him, saying that we were able to make out what type of a leaf it was, so he'll be pretty happy with that. And next photos were he done as the people that go through the Royal Talbot would know, they do, there's a woodworking class there that they take part in. And this is a cutting board that he made while in there. So there's actually two. There's this one and this one. The one he made at the Royal Talbot, he was telling me, he had done it with like 99% of help. So he wasn't able to help out with it too much. But the other one, now I'm not sure which one it is, but when he returned home, he made one pretty much on his own with a little bit of assistance. Yeah, so that was really good story as well.
Do you know if it's hardwood or is it bamboo?
I don't know. I think he did say hardwood.
Right.
Yeah, when I done mine, they were hardwood.
Yeah, was it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, but yeah,
You could sell those. They look great.
They are. They're very good, aren't they? I think he, as you do, you don't lacquer it. You
vegetable oil.
Yeah,
Cooking your vegetable oil.
Yeah.
There's a chap down here in Rye, I think his name's Luke. He makes chopping boards and all that sort of thing as well, and he's a really good.
Wow.
I bought one for my son-in-law for Christmas. He loves it.
Okay, so These are photos from Marty. Marty sent some photos through, even though he's working at the moment, so he wasn't able to join us. But so not sure many if we know Marty. Marty's from Bairnsdale or around there, and he got discharged about 12 months or so ago from the Royal Talbot. So this is him snow skiing. I'm not sure exactly what the story is behind it, but he's actually done a lot since he's been out or got discharged. This is a photo with his son, Ollie, or Oliver.
Yeah.
So sweet.
Yeah, it looks like he's had a special seat made up for it. But it's really good, you know. I mean, yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty happy. Yeah, and Oliver's about around 2 years old now, I think. So I'm not sure when this photo was taken. And so this is another photo of Marty. So this must be him at work, I'd say. So the next photo, this is him canoeing. We actually spent one of our sessions, we went to Bairnsdale and done some sailability or took part in sailability. Also, Marty went to, where was it? A few months ago to Sargood, the resort for people with spinal cord injuries, and I saw he done some exercise because you can do therapy when you're there too, and he had some movement back in his legs, which was fantastic.
That's brilliant.
And he was able to work on that. Jeanette, over to you, Jeanette.
Well, this is my veggie patch, which it's about waist height for me in my manual chair, so I can sort of wheel all the way around it. I've got rhubarb, celery, parsley, broccoli, silver beet, lettuce and strawberries in there at the moment.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't do too much to it. I just sort of let it go. But yeah, I get a bit of produce out of it. Give it away in summer when I've got so many tomatoes, I have to give them away. They're usually just little cherry tomatoes, but I get the lettuce, I make salads out of it, so that's just a little bit of a hobby for me. One of, yeah. The other one is I do a lot of knitting. That's a little teddy bear I made. I don't put faces on it because the kids can pull the buttons off and it's dangerous for them. But yeah, I do that sort of thing. I knit little jumpers and blankets and all sorts of things just for something to do. Going back to the veggie patch, if you've got your case manager, I got that through TAC, but you can also get them at Bunnings.
Oh, you can get them at Bunnings.
Yeah, smaller ones, but yeah, you can get that sort of thing at Bunnings.
Okay, thank you. That's fantastic.
And you just fill it, if you've got a whole, you just fill it up with a whole heap of, you can fill the bottom up with rocks and wood and all sorts of things, and then you just
put my recycling in there.
Put a body in there if you want.
Yeah, that's recycling.
Put your soil in and enough for your partner. That's why my veggies grow so well.
One's full of empty stabbies and tinnies.
Don't tell anybody.
How long would something like this take you?
Oh, well, it depends on how long you want to do it for in a day. It could only take you a couple of days to do it. It's not actually very big. It's sort of only about 8 inches high, but you can make different sizes if you want. I do beanies as well for little kids, and I've been doing made poppies the other year. That's my ramp that I've had done to go from a veggie patch up to my decking.
Oh, wow.
Lovely.
This is like your secondary entry into the house, is it?
Well, yeah, it is.
Because it's quite long, isn't it?
Yeah, it has a...
and high.
your height different things. So it actually looks longer than probably what it is. Takes me a bit to get up there. Strength thing as well. So I go up and down it a few times a day if the weather's good, just for the exercise.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Good exercise.
If you look really closely at it, I do have possum problems on the second.
So where's the proof? I can't see, so you're going to have to explain this.
Then you go up the first part and then you go up the next part.
I'll use my tool again.
Possum poo.
Yeah?
Poo.
Yeah.
Is that poo? Okay, I was actually trying to get that out
across the roof from the front of the house and down and across into that tree.
The tree.
Mm.
I've got possums, but they attack my trees. I was looking at your tree, thinking your tree, but no, possum poo is not a problem here. It's my trees they get to.
Well, mine are they're tea trees, so I don't think they like to eat them. Yeah. So yeah,
Oh, thanks, Jeanette. No, I was just checking to see if there was any more, but that's all right. So the solution is to plant some tea trees, Karen.
It is. I'm going to knock out all my gum trees.
Yep.
After this meeting, I'm going to get the chainsaw and
chop them up.
Chop them up, get the tea trees in.
And use the bottom part of your gum tree for seats in the garden.
Oh. Resourceful. Thank you.
Recycling.
All right, thank you. I think the next photo is, believe it or not, me. So this was actually taken just a few months before my injury, and that's me.
Bottom
with
right,
with the tats over here.
How old are you there, Naz?
For you, which one?
Nah, sucked in. That's not me. It's
it's you on the bottom.
Bottom right. Yeah, you're
bottom right. Yeah.
I tried to trick you, but I can't even trick you guys.
We're not silly.
No. So yeah, that's me. Only a few months before I broke my neck at the beach, and this photo was taken at the beach.
Yeah.
How old are you there, Naz?
I was 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty fit with my brother and some friends over there. So we used to go whenever you got a chance, either to the pool or to the beach. Just to meet the opposite sex and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, the little white shorts.
Yeah, pretty sexy. Huh?
Trying to get the chickie babes. Get the chickie babes.
That's right. That's what it was about, Josh.
You got a mullet there, have you?
No, it's actually, maybe the start of one, because I used to like the side short, and that was probably the length of, how long I was able to grow my hair. So the next photo, I just thought this would be quite interesting as well. Paragliding. So I went to Harrisville and done some paragliding, and it was a 3-day course where at the end of it, they give you a license so you can go solo on your own instead of tandem. And on the 3rd day, the weather was a bit funny and I wasn't sure if I was able to do it, but the guy said, I'll let you go on your own. And I thought, are you sure? I don't really want to, and stuff like that. and he said, no, we'll get you going. And because I hadn't got finger movement, what he'd done is they cable tied my wrist to the ropes that you hang on to control the height and which way you want to travel, left or right. And it was so peaceful, really, really enjoyed it. And that wheelchair actually belongs to them. As you can see, the big wheels are at the front, and the little wheels are at the back, so you can't get caught on little rocks and do a somersault out of it, which you don't want to do in any situation. And look at all these guys. They're saying, "Oh, have a look at him. Good on him. Go Naz."
So do you have to, sorry, I was going to ask a question about the chair. Is it a chair that you operate to get your takeoff, or does someone book?
No, that's the top of a hill, and it's a pretty steep hill. So there's one or two people behind you. They just run as fast as they can, and they push you down the hill and hope for the best.
So where was that? Was that?
That was in Herritville, so regional Victoria.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because my other son went paragliding in Bright.
Yes, this is it.
Yes. Is that it? It was up the Mystic Mountain.
This is it. Yep.
Oh, because it looks similar. Yes, that's where he did his first tandem paraglide, and then he got a license.
Did he? They gave him one too, did they?
He's got it, but he doesn't do it at the moment. This is the other son, because the license is quite expensive. And yeah.
This is quite a few years ago when I done it, but I think it cost me $300 for 3 days.
Yeah, it's like that, 3 or 4.
Yeah, but it's probably double that now.
He needs to do a refresher again, so
yeah.
whenever he's got some spare cash, which isn't at the moment.
And my next photo, I thought I'd share this as well. This is, as a lot of you probably know, me.
Yeah.
That's me over there. And Josh. There's Joshua over here. So we play wheelchair rugby. Just retired. Yeah.
We did.
No, I still play it, but I've retired, or we have retired from the Australian team. But we're double gold medalists.
Great.
From London in 2012 and Rio in 2016. So it was a good experience for me, especially. I've been around for quite a number of years, but I found once I retired from the Australian team, started to get quite unfit and put on a little bit of weight, get a bit of a pot belly going, or a big pot belly, some might say. So still doing it and going overseas as well, doing some coaching and playing overseas. I put together teams along with Josh, and we go overseas, have a bit of fun, teach the other
developing nations.
Developing nations, improve on their game as well. So yeah, a lot of fun. So that was the story behind this. 2020. So that's been postponed as well. This was actually my 5th Paralympics as well, and Josh's second. Josh, was that your second?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Josh got a 100% record winning gold medals.
2010 Worlds, we came second.
Yeah, but no, we're talking Paralympics. So.
Okay,
That's it. They're all the photos we've got. Now, I just wanted to ask, Peter, did you? So I'll just unshare the screen. Is Peter, is he? Yeah, Peter, did you send me any photos? Just wanted to.
No, I didn't, mate.
No, okay.
No, sorry.
No, that's all right. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't miss any.
Yeah, no.
No. And Robert, did you send me?
No.
Okay.
I didn't get to it, Naz, no.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just, I didn't want to sort of get photos and not put them up. Pradeep, did you send me any photos?
Yes. I sent you.
No, you really?
Really?
Okay, let me find them.
Can you check your email, please?
Yeah, I will. Sorry about that. So I'm lucky I am double checking.
Yeah,
so I'll let you. Sorry.
I'm so sad about that.
No. Well, I'm gonna see. That's why I asked. I'm gonna find them.
Okay.
So while I look for it, you can chat amongst yourselves if you like. I'll find Pradeep's photos.
Yeah, Pradeep. It's like Pradeep.
So there's some really nice photos there, isn't there?
Yep.
What I noticed was how different they all are.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
But with Peter and Robert, will just have to look at you instead of your photos.
That's it.
Oh, Peter's gone back to work.
He's hiding now, yes.
Right, so I've got Pradeep's photo. Sorry about that, Pradeep.
No, I can't forgive you.
Oh no, I'm going to have to do something. I'm going to have to do something to get back into the good books, I think.
Start warming us up, Pradeep. What are they about, or what are they on?
So there's a first.
Yes.
Wow,
Scuba,
look at that.
yes, scuba diving.
Oh, scuba diving.
Just for practice. Yeah.
This one's practicing.
Yes.
Yeah, getting some experience for yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. In the pool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind giving it a go.
And also just wondering, like, you have to get used to breathing underwater, Pradeep, because that will be pretty scary and just.
No, it's not scary.
No.
No. So easy for us.
Yeah.
Because, just I got the level T4, T6.
Okay.
I can just my injury level is T4, T6.
Yeah.
Then I can move my both arms. Then
yeah,
they have a fin. Then we can
Oh, to move, yeah.
Yes, move, yeah.
Okay. Well, I've lost my tool. I can't play around without a tool now. Because it's a different program. Anyway, so next photo, like this one, Pradeep.
Yeah.
So this is you playing golf?
Yes. We have a place to play golf in a Sandhurst Club.
Okay.
You haven't got the photo now.
I'm sorry?
Still got the scuba diving.
Click on the photo, Naz.
Oh, why that's not showing up?
I've got scuba diving.
Because I can see it.
Oh, we can't.
No, we've got scuba diving.
Unless it's underwater golf.
Oh, that's
there
better.
it is. Yeah. There it is.
Okay, yeah, that was strange. That was strange.
And if you want to go to play this one, they have some buggy there for free.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I heard about that. So you can hire it, Pradeep?
No. It is free for you.
Oh, okay. So you just borrow it for free?
Yes.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah. Anyone can go.
Oh, no, very good.
Sandhurst Club.
Sandhurst, okay. And I actually heard that a few other clubs have got them as well. I can't remember which ones though.
That was the one they said yesterday on the What's Out There day. They showed that one.
Yeah.
Was that Sandhurst, was it? Sandhurst?
Yes, Sandhurst in a sky area, I think.
Yeah.
Aram Downs, yeah. This is snorkeling.
So no practice here, Pradeep. This is the real thing out in the ocean?
Yes, ocean, yes.
Wow. What have you got on your hands, Pradeep?
Sorry?
What have you got on your hands?
And they have just like a plastic thing, just like a fin to the to go.
So they're like fins instead of for your legs, for your arms. Okay, so you can move around in the water a lot easier.
Yeah.
That's the look at it.
It's a golf one, yeah. Again.
Another golf photo?
Yeah. This one from
Where's that?
this one Wilson's
Wilson's prom.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Commentary.
Oh, it's beautiful. Great photo.
One day.
Yeah.
And that, I think I know a little bit about this, Pradeep. So that's called, is it a trekker or something? That Parks Victoria, they own these and make them available for people?
Yes.
That's good.
You need to contact them
Newsletter about it.
before go there.
Okay, so yeah, you
Maybe
need to
with you.
call them and book it first.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, and they're volunteers behind
Yes.
you.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. They're volunteers.
that's a great photo. So,
It is.
all you need to do is give them a call and book them. Especially not now, of course, at the moment, but it's really good. So, how was that? Really enjoyable, Pradeep?
Yes.
Having
Yeah.
done that?
It is so good.
Be
Amazing.
out in the fresh air.
Yeah, fresh air, beautiful.
Yeah, and look at the views.
Yeah.
They do this at a couple of places, don't they, Naz?
I'm not really sure. I'm
From
not
my
sure.
understanding,
So,
there's Gippsland, there's Wilson's Prom, and I forgot the other one.
Grampians?
Yeah, Grampians, yeah.
Yeah, Grampians.
Yeah.
nice.
Is
This is hockey, isn't it?
yes. Yeah. Just I went to Dockland or somewhere. Just I can't remember the place. I think Dockland.
Yeah, Dockland's ice rink, that's what I imagine.
Yeah, that's the one.
Wow.
Very athletic.
So, what was this? Is this like a competition during a competition?
No, just for training like that.
Oh, okay. So for
They were
training.
training for us.
Big one of them.
And you still playing this one?
No.
Oh no. Okay.
Because
Too cold. I bet you. Too cold.
No. Just
No?
I don't have a strength for my back. Is just I got a scoliosis. Scoliosis. Then I can't stay long.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why.
So, how about like if you were to have your own chair where you can design it
Backrest.
with a backrest, special backrest?
No,
No?
no.
Still won't work?
No. I think just I got a more like a scoliosis thing, then I can't stay properly. That's why just I stopped that one.
Okay.
Yes.
And
this one for
this one,
snorkeling thing, snorkeling.
snorkeling as well.
Oh, great.
You look at the lump in your back.
Actually, in the first photo we saw, did you have like a? Oh yeah, so this is scuba, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
scuba.
The difference between that
and
snorkeling is
it have a small just like
one you've got a tank of air, and the other you just got that pipe where you've got a pipe that goes above the water. Nice, excellent. Thanks, Pradeep.
If you want to do the snorkeling, please contact me, and I can give the details all.
Yeah, good. I'd actually like to give this a go one day as well, because I've never ever done scuba diving or snorkeling, but I can imagine it'll be really, really enjoyable.
Looks fun. I don't know that I
yes. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks, Pradeep. Oh, very good. Josh, sorry, I haven't got any photos from you.
Yeah, that's my bad. Do you want me to say?
That's all right. Is there any photos you want me to share?
That's a good one. I'm not sure.
Can we go on your Facebook page and see what you've got up there?
Yeah, we can do it. Why not? Can you get that go? Why not?
Really?
Yeah, I don't care. What's on there?
You want to check first? No, I won't do that. Won't do that. If you just got any photos.
Did we show we haven't put the video up that we put up today on Instagram?
Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, you speak about what we do, and I'll find that photo or the video.
So I felt an obligation to keep Noah's motivated. As he said, I retired as well, and I got a bit of a quad belly going on. And this would have been after a few of my travels, drinking too many grappers. And so I started getting into a bit of track racing just for a bit of fitness. And then I guess my competitive nature sort of fed into it, and sort of trying to get some qualifying times. And I guess the COVID world that's delayed the Paralympics might be a bit of a silver lining in some degree, because my PB at this stage for the 400 is about 108, and I need to get pretty much a 104, just under 104, as in 64 seconds for a B qualifier. So it's about 4 seconds. So I've only been doing it for maybe 18 months. So, and there's a lot of biomechanics and just general fitness that's got to play into it. So yeah, another 12 months of training couldn't hurt. So I should have been just returning from Switzerland now, because Switzerland has like one of the faster tracks, less density. It's like racing on asphalt pretty much. So every time you go there, you generally get PBs. So yeah, so who knows? It's either totally delayed or I'll just keep going Thursday mornings, because me and Nars go there now. We try and make it a bit of a ritual just to burn off some steam before work. So yeah, it's good. And I think we've got a bit of recording, don't we, Nars?
We do, yeah. Yeah.
Looking it up.
No, I've got it. I'm just looking for another photo as well that we can use.
It's good. No, I enjoy the fitness of it and all that sort of stuff. So, and it's sort of been, the COVID curve's good and bad, because the COVID curve is also, you know, literal as well as figurative, because my track chair, I've just ordered a new one. So they fit really slim when you see the picture. So I had a 12 and a half, now I've got a 12, but given my recent indulgence with, you know, the comfort of red wine, I've started to get a little bit, just feel out a little bit. So I've had to go back into a bit more strict measures, and so I might go, yeah, I might try the 6-week period and just go very healthy. Let's see.
All right, so I'll share this screen. I've got the video. So I'm going to have to move my screen around a little bit. Well, hopefully this, okay, should play. So this is Josh and me out the track this morning. So this is 8:30 this morning.
And every time, like, he loses everything, but he wants to do sprints. He wants to do a 20-minute sprint every time.
Josh is in an actual track chair, which you'll probably get a view of. And I'm in my day chair, just my everyday chair. So he's just cruising. I'm going flat out and he's cruising.
But those track chairs are about 8 to 10 grand, but they're made for obviously racing. And so for my class, there's different classes. I'm one of the lower classes, and so I can probably, on a good track, I'd probably average for 400 around the 23, 22 Ks. But at top end speed on a good track, you can get to like 25, 26.
Oh.
So, no, it's good fun.
It's a good ritual to have.
Yeah, and it's all about routine. And because I used to go to the gym a bit as well, so since the COVID closed them down, it's it's good to fill it in, and you know, sometimes go there with someone. It helps keep you even a little bit more accountable.
So it's good fun, and I've found you got to do it more than once a week, otherwise it doesn't really work for you.
That's now to the PB today. He usually goes for the 6 laps. He did his 8 today.
Yeah, today I felt fantastic. I reckon I don't remember taking any sorts of drugs last night, but I must have, because today I feel so good. Yeah.
Well, you said you changed it. You had 2 pairs, remember?
I did, yeah. Couldn't find a banana for breakfast this morning, and they're all out. Went in the fridge, and I found a couple of pears. So maybe that was a trick. Yeah. So had 2 pears on the way to the track this morning.
Superfood.
Well, I'll find out next time. I'll try the same thing and see if it was the pears.
It was good to see, Naz, that you followed through with the healthy lunch today too.
Oh yeah, thanks. I was getting a bit hungry and I couldn't help myself though. Just sitting there, they're actually they look like fried hot chips, don't they? Is that what they look like? No, they're actually vegetables that look like fish and chips.
Oh, were they zucchinis?
Yeah, okay, we'll call them zucchinis.
Zucchini fingers or something.
Yeah, okay, exactly. We'll call them that.
Sweet potato fries.
Sweet potatoes, yes, they were.
May I ask a question, please?
Yeah, of course.
With neuropathic pain, which I suffer really badly with, in the afternoon, my legs go really cold. Does anybody have the same issues? And if so, can you assist me on what I can do to stop it?
Do they actually go cold, as in you touch them and they're cold?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I know my couple of suggestions are long socks.
Yeah, I've got thermal long johns,
thermals, yeah,
and socks and tracky pants, and I quite often sit under a blanket. But
Have you tried? I imagine, like, because obviously we have poor circulation, and maybe because they're warm in the morning, you know, you've been laying down for the night. Have you tried laying down for maybe just half an hour in the afternoons?
Yeah, I do that because that's when I sit and knit.
Yeah, because I just thought that might help get the blood pressure going through a bit more, or the blood flow rather.
I need to maybe put them hang from the roof.
Do you get much spasm?
No, I get more muscle tightening.
That is spasming, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it's not, but not a kick-out spasm.
Ah, okay, yeah.
Just they go really tight.
Okay, yeah. Because that's one thing I try and do, and just try and, because they sort of do like little taps, and I try and do that sometimes just to keep the blood flow going through.
Well, that's why if I sit and rock in the chair all the time, it's trying to get movement back.
What's your hand function like?
Really good.
Have you tried some TED stocks, like some compression stocking?
Yeah, no, they don't work either.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm trying everything.
Yeah, you are. I'm out of suggestions.
Yeah, but I sit in the afternoon and rub them and try and get them to and do bend ups myself if I'm sitting on.
Now, here's another good one. After I go, because I used to, before COVID, try and get a massage every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd go get a full body one, and after I get my legs massaged, they're always like burning with good heat. I'm not sure if that's an idea.
Yeah. I'll have to find a personal physio.
Yeah, just come in the house, give your legs a bit of manipulation, and you're laughing.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm not sure. Does anyone else have some good suggestions?
No.
Not all at once.
Well, I used to do some specific exercises for a similar thing with my client, and I did all of, well, you said the pull-ups, you know, I would take one leg at a time. Would you work on the whole leg? Then you're doing the rotation of the ankles and the feet and the toes. So you're going through the whole part of the leg. And this was set up by a physio, but I would do it at every shift in the morning.
I get the girls, the carers in the morning to do like, right ankle up.
Yeah.
And I'm lying down, put my legs up, and then do the knee bend up as well. That helps in the morning, but it's sort of now in the afternoon where I suck.
You probably need to have one in the morning and one in the afternoon. Yeah.
I get more spasm, Jeanette, in my upper arms when I've been sitting around for too long. So sitting for this Zoom session for an hour and a half, my shoulders are really starting to clamp up. So once we've finished here, I'll have to get out and have a walk and move my arms and get things going again.
Yeah.
I was saying the same thing. My back's now beginning to hurt because I've sat too long. Even on this chair, I have to get up every half an hour and do something. I'm not complaining, but that's why I'm moving
No,
about now.
We'll just discuss.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I will have to go because now I don't want the pain to get too bad because I'll seize up, but I want to thank everyone. It's been a wonderful afternoon.
Yes.
I think it's
And
good timing
thank you.
too. I think we're going to we'll finish up now. Yeah, so it's actually gone longer than we have. But yeah, thank you for everyone for joining in and sending in those photos.
Yeah, they were great.
And
yep.
I'll send an email out with the next date and that. If anyone's got any suggestions or they want to, share different photos or talk about a specific subject, please let me know and we'll organise that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. It was
Oh,
great.
bye. I'll say goodbye to everyone. It's lovely to have met you. And it's Darren and Barb. I really love your chairs. They look so cozy.
They do. No, thank you. It was great meeting.
Bye for now.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Ciao, ciao.
Thanks, Dad.
Bye, everybody.
Everybody.
Bye, everyone. See you.